Hello, my name is Jeanette David, and I'm here to present my two projects for Computer Science 2. For my first application, I made a song sorter, which basically takes the name of a song, the song's artist, a rating for the song, and an optional song description as input, and writes this all to a CSV file containing like all of the user's favorite songs. And then for my second one, I recreated Lab 2, and I made an improved grade calculator. On this one, you can enter in the student's name, the number of classes that they're taking, and the names of the class and the grade that they got in the class as input, and then it can calculate their final grade as well as writing it all to an organized CSV file where all of the students' grades can be stored. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the functionality of each of the apps. Okay, so we'll start off with the song sorter application, and here we've got the main file. Just to run it, the interface, the UI is all in here, and then the functions, py is how I separated it. And let's just walk through the application. So here you can enter in a song. There's a nice description here that says, "Hello, this program will help you sort out your favorite songs." You enter in the name of the artist, the song, and a ranking out of 10, and then an optional description of the song. And then it's added to the file songs CSV where you can access all of them. So for this one, we'll just enter in Adele, and the song can be called Hello. We'll give it we'll say 8 out of 10, and we can say this song is awesome. And then we go ahead and save it to the CSV file. So we look over here, and here it is. I already put it on here earlier, but here's Adele. And something that you can kind of see is this box, which we talked about earlier, because when we had our meeting, then a concern was if this box was able to be edited, but as you can see, I'm clicking on it and typing and nothing is showing up, so I fixed that. And then down here we have the remove a song part where you can take a song off of the CSV. And in order to do this, we can just go ahead and type in Adele, and say that we type it wrong and we say that the title is Hello, but we miss one of the L's, then it's going to tell us that the song is not found. Or if we just type in Adele's name and try and remove it, then we get a notification that says that it's missing information. And this is just to make sure that multiple songs aren't removed, or basically just to make sure multiple songs aren't removed. So if we type it in correctly, then it'll be removed successfully. So that is the first application. And then for the second, we'll just look at this grade calculator right here. And so we start off with the student name. My name is Jeanette. And what I've done is made sure that if the user wants to enter 6 classes, then 6 boxes will show. But if they only want to do 4 or 3 or just 1, then only 1 box will show. So for this example, we'll do 3 classes, and we'll do math class, we'll do science, and we'll do English. And for math, the grade is, let's say I got a 90. Science, let's say I didn't do too good and I got a 75. And then in English, let's say I got a 98. So we calculate it, and my final grade is displayed right here. And then we can save it to the CSV and see right here in the grade CSV that everything has been uploaded. For the 3 classes that I didn't enter input in, then there's an NA. And one of the features I added was making sure that the class and the grade are written next to each other, just to make sure that the CSV file didn't have like 12, 13, 14 headers, as opposed to like the amount that you see here where it's easier to read. If we go back onto the application, if you enter in like an invalid number or something, then it's going to tell you to calculate or enter a valid number. And if you try and save it to the CSV, like, oh shoot, it's saved to the CSV. For my second application, I made a grade calculator. So as you can see here, there's an input box for the student's name, and I'll just put my name in here. And I coded it so that if they wanted to just put in 1 class, then only 1 will show. But say they wanted to enter 6, then there's 6 options, or 4, then there's 4. So for this example, we'll do 3. And let's say that we took math, English, and science. And for math, we got 90, English we got a 87, and science we got a 90. And if we calculate it, it'll just tell us what the final grade is. And then if we hit the Save to CSV button, then it'll save it here. And if we go ahead and look at the grade CSV, then as you can see, the grades are saved here. One of the issues that we went over during our meeting was making sure that like the input goes in, making sure that a number will not be entered onto the CSV if it's not an actual number. So if we change 90 to a bunch of random letters and calculate it, it's going to say please enter a valid number, and the final grade calculation is not going to change. So you have to make sure that there's actual valid input before doing that, but that was really the main concern that we went over in the meeting, and so that should conclude the demo for the two applications. And we can just go over here, and for our conclusion, then we can see that there was some new concepts that I learned was just about file storage and like writing out information. When I had to write the grades to the CSV, and I wanted the math to go right next to the 90 instead of them being in two separate headers or underneath two separate headers, then I figured out how to write that into the code, which you can see in here somewhere. And then some challenges that I encountered was mostly just logical and making sure that like information wouldn't go through if it wasn't the correct type, like a string or integer. But I think it was definitely helpful in terms of learning about the functionality of my code, and yeah, it was really fun coding these. So thank you.